I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Hello collectors, and welcome to the Discount Action Figure Dude. I am your host, Christopher. Today we're doing something a little different. We're going to do two things. We are going to do kind of a product review, and we're going to make ourselves a boxing ring. So, because we got some boxing figures, not Clubber Lang here. Yeah, you're right. I know you're saying, hey, that's Mr. T. No, it's Clubber Lang. And I figure they should have a boxing ring. And about this product review, or not even a review, it's not. We just want to look at it. So, you know, for anybody who watches this channel, they know that the Discount Action Figure Dude Christopher is into, buying superfluous bullshit on sites like Temu and AliExpress. And for instance, like a Egyptian themed shot glass made out of brass. It costs $2. I think it looks pretty cool. Another thing that we're doing, which I don't like right now, is that I'm using room lighting as opposed to my regular set-up studio lights. Looks terrible. I think I'm gonna have to actually go through the process of setting those up. I had broken everything down because what many of you may not know, the Discount Action Figure Dude has been on a hiatus for the last couple of months. You couldn't tell because videos drop on the regular Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but that's because, you know, I'm addicted to making videos and I really got all of those scheduled. But I may have to set these lights back up because this looks funny to me, at least on the monitor. All right, now we got something we can work with. So we have this camera that I picked up off of Temu. It costs $90. As you can see, it claims to have 8K. So this is what the camera actually looks like once you take off all the space stuff. So this is what the camera looks like. This is the, it comes under a lot of different manufacturer names. We're gonna actually shoot this boxing ring, making a boxing, which I don't know how to do. Okay, just let's get that out of the way. I don't know what I'm doing when making this boxing ring. But we're gonna actually shoot it on this camera. Now let's go ahead and put the stuff back on it that makes it look like a space machine. Now in all honesty, this camera does come with a lot of features. Now, as of now, we are shooting this video on a Canon M50, which has a Tamron 28200 attached to it. The sound is coming from a Marantz boom mic, and when I shoot my stills, I use a Canon T5i. I use different lenses, but my main lens is this Roncanon 35mm cinema lens. Clearly, this isn't that. And quite honestly, what I do use to shoot these videos is probably a bit overkill. But it all stems back to a previous life when, you know, I was actually doing freelance cinematography. So I have this mid-range gear that I got that I shoot toys on, which is cool. If anybody needs a bunch of really hot movie lights, I'm selling a ton of them. But anyway, you don't need hardly anything to shoot a YouTube video. Many people successfully and greatly shoot it on their cell phones. But I'm thinking, when I saw this for 90 bucks, I was like, wow, that's a cool looking little space machine camera. Plus it has all these features and it's got a built-in, got this microphone that comes with it, shoots in 4K. The M50 shoots in 4K, this is 8K, 15 frames per second. I guess that's usable. 15 frames per second, 8K, I guess it's usable. The M50 shoots in 4K, but I only shoot in HD. And I think we're gonna actually just use regular old HD for this too. It has a hot mount for this microphone, and even the microphone has a hot mount. So you can stick another light on there if you want to. So you can have all kinds of features on here. So now we got another light, you know, and bam, this is This is a pretty interesting camera, I think. And we are going to use it. I think plus it comes with this mounting bracket for some run and gun shooting. You know, you can use some run and gun. This is annoying. This probably needs to come off if you're doing run and gun shooting and it's attached to a microphone and you're shooting and you got this thing flopping around making all kinds of noise. I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem in a set studio setting, what we are in now. But yeah, we're going to shoot this video on this camera and see how it works out. You know, it came with a SD card. It came with an extra battery. It has Wi-Fi, which I tested out on my little phone, and that seems to work pretty good. You can live blog on it. You can do a lot of stuff with this camera. Plus, like I said, it looks cool. So, it's time to switch over and make a boxing ring. So, as it turns out, I forgot to turn on my microphone for the first part of this. It'll turn on later. So we're just going to narrate over it. And right now I'm just noticing that the colors seem to be a little off. And just so you know, I am still using the microphone on this camera that I'm shooting on, just so we can keep everything uniform on this. So right now I'm just explaining all of the materials that I need to make this boxing ring. We got our ruler. We got our red felt to make this boxing ring. We got some, I think it's called Silky Winks. Some white Silky Winks, which will be used. A lot of this, I don't know what I'm doing right now. We'll figure it out as we go along during the video. Got some black Silky Winks, which I did figure out will be part of the ring drapes. We got some hooks for the post. Right now I'm trying to get this thing to autofocus, but it's not autofocusing. I'm thinking the autofocus doesn't work too good, but actually, I don't think it actually has an autofocus, which is why the autofocus isn't working. One of the things I've learned about this camera, at the end of the video, we will talk about this camera, do a final review of this camera. There goes my X-Acto knife, my Dremel tools, my pencil, my Sharpie, a remote control. One of the best features of this particular camera, because that remote control is pretty awesome. A glue gun, because you can't do much without your glue gun in this little endeavor. And some electrical tape, which I never ended up using. And my Rocky 3 poster board, 10 poster board, which is a beautiful thing to have. Now we have these wood sticks, which we got from Hobby Lobby for $1.99 each. That will serve the purpose of our ring post, which we will paint and then screw those posts in there. Now I'm explaining the boxing ring is generally 16 feet between 24 feet, so which breaks down really good when you're doing a 1/12 scale in inches to 16 inches by 24 inches. I chose a 20-inch piece of foam board to make my canvas. But that seemed, when I cut it, too big. As you can see, Mr. T looks, or Clubber Lang rather, looks just too small to be on that thing. So I'm like, well, let's grab my other used poster board that I have, which I used in my street scene diorama as a sidewalk. And plus it's big, thicker, and more sturdy. And let's say we just cut it down to 15 by 15 as opposed to 20 by 20, which I do believe will look a little better. It'll be smaller, but I think it'll also support better. So now I'm just simply putting out the Sharpie to measure out my foam board here to my 15 inches by 15 inches. And just get that stuff out of the way and move that around so that we can measure that as well. And as you can see, we're getting it all measured out. And there you go, our 15 by 15 piece of foam board. Again, marveling at the remote control of that camera, which is truly the best feature of this thing. And we got T and Godzilla set up on the board, looking pretty good. And now we're about to cut this wood to make the post. And right now I'm just telling you that it turns, in the plan is to have the post 4 inches from the ground, and then the other end of the post 5 inches from the canvas, which will give us a 9-inch post, because it's going to be one continuous piece rolling around 4 times for each corner of the post. So we're just going to measure that out at some point. We're still talking about something. I don't know what we're talking about. I mean, how much can you talk about a wood post? For goodness sakes. Good Lord. All right, so we got our pencil, and we're about to measure out. T is making that with Godzilla, and we have measured out our post, and we're going to pull out our Dremels, because the plan was to Dremel saw with my little Dremel piece the wood post and see how that works, because that should be nice. So it has some nice Dremel attachments, which I thought would work pretty good, and the sound's about to start. So, as it turns out, and I remembered to turn on my microphone now, because it wasn't on before, I'll just narrate over the parts, that, assuming that it didn't pick up any sound. I don't know, because, this is the first time using this camera. But as it turns out, using a Dremel saw does not work nearly as good as using this. Go figure. And we have 4 wood posts, which we are going to use for the corners, for a 9-inch, 8.96-inch wood posts that we're going to use for the corners of our boxing ring, which we are now going to spray paint black and maybe put a little gloss on them. We will come back when that is done. Alrighty then, so we've made these 4 posts for our boxing ring. They are slightly shorter than 9 inches. And I see the colors on this thing are all over the place when I move new colors in. But what are you going to do? Just testing this thing. And for that case, we are going to make, instead of making this thing 4 inches off the ground, we're going to make it 3.5 inches off the ground. We're just going to mark it with our ruler right there. Alright, so that's where we're going to have these marks here. Let's make sure this one goes all the way across, because this is where we're going to glue, because this, okay, autofocus if you want to work, this is where we're going to glue, this is where we're going to glue our ring to the post. Next thing we're going to do, which is also important, get my pencil here. No, we don't need my pencil. So, since these are corner posts, these things have to glue here on the corner. So we have to cut on the corner for all of these. Just like that. Yes. As you can see, you want that corner there because that's how that is going to stick to the post. And we got to do that 4 times. Now it's time to do a little math. So the average boxing post, the first, it'll probably, we're going to use centimeters. here. So we have 14 centimeters to work with. We were going to do 3 rings, 3 ropes, mainly because I was thinking 4 ropes might stop visibility through the ropes. But now I'm thinking about it, a professional ring has 4 ropes, so this one should have 4 ropes. So if, let's say, if the first rope is 3 centimeters from the canvas, and then the next 3 are 2, 5, 1, 2, 3. That's not enough. That's not enough. One rope has to go at 13 near the top. And if one goes at 3, then that leaves 10. No, that's not. So it has to be 4. 7, 10. Got it. The first rope is going to be 4 centimeters from the canvas. The next rope is going to be 3 centimeters from that. And the next rope is going to be 10 centimeters from that. And the final rope is going to be 13 centimeters. Cool. Cool. So now we need to center this as best we can. Alrighty, so that's centered pretty good, right? Then, just so you can see what we're doing here, we're going to open these hooks that we got. Because the ropes are going to go through these, and we're just going to start the process. Ooh, do I got to go deeper? I feel like I'm going to have to go a little bit deeper in that. But I think you get the gist of it. We're going to just drill these hooks in here, maybe even use a little crazy glue to set it in there. Yep, I think you know what's going on here. Alright. We will be back when that's done. Okay, and here goes our 4 posts with their hooks in there. We are going to be using this. Color's going crazy on this thing. We are going to be using this purple yarn as our ropes. We were thinking of doing different colors, but at Hobby Lobby, this particular yarn comes in like 100 yards for $2.99, and I guess I could have bought 4 of them for different colors, but I'm only going to use this, I believe, 1 time, so I didn't need that much yarn, I don't think. So this is what we're going to do here. Now the next step, we got our glue gun here. Hopefully it's all heated up. We have our marks set, and we are going to start to glue the corners to the post. Let's get started. Like so. Let's get this straight. Oh yeah, this is going to be a little more challenging than I thought it would be, I think. First we got to make sure this is straight. Make sure it's going to dry. Alright, I tell you what I'm going to do. So the good thing is that all of this excess glue will probably be hidden by the bumpers and the apron drapes, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Let's stop this and we will be back when this is done. Alrighty. And here go our posts attached to our ring, our canvas. This post here is a little bit on the loose side, not sure. Everything else is pretty rock solid. Now it's time to run some ropes. We'll start at the bottom. Not quite sure how to do this, but we'll figure it out. I figure I'm going to have to tie some kind of knot around here, so we'll see what's going on with that. There you go. And then if I tie the knot in, if I tie it into a knot, and then hide the knot on one of the things, it'll be okay. What do you think? I don't know. I don't want to do it, but we're going to figure this out, man. Me and you. Let's see what we got here. You got plenty of the rope, so I know that. That didn't work. Let's try this again. Clearly somebody was not a Boy Scout. Got that knot. Maybe get a knot. Cool knot. Okay, we got a rope, I think. There you go. And we got the first rope. So I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do the rest of these ropes, and then we'll come back when they're done. So here we go with our ropes all run through our ring, and we learned an interesting lesson while we were doing that. As you may notice, the duct tape keeping our posts together at the bottom. If you run your ropes too tight, all the glued post will start to cave in a little bit there. And now you have to kind of fix that on the fly. Now I am not too worried about the duct tape holding these things together, mainly because the duct tape is secure, but also because we will be hiding it with ring drapes on the side. So that should be of not too much of a concern, I don't think, but we'll see when we get there. But yeah, now I think it's time for something. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it, but I need corner bumpers. So you know how they have the red corner and the blue corner? Red on one side, blue on the other side, white on both other sides. So we have this here. We have this red thing here. I think that'll work on one side. We shall see. I am not quite sure. Yeah. Let's experiment for a little bit. You don't want to see me do this. And I'll let you know how it turns out. So we cut out some felt to make the red corner. We had some of this stuff here to make the two neutral corners. And then we used the same thing and then just painted it blue. I could have ran out and bought some blue felt to make the blue corner, but I didn't feel like doing that. And there you go. Now, the only thing left to do is try to make some apron covers to cover up all of the flaws that I have created while trying to make this thing. Which, might not be the easiest thing to do. But we shall see. We got the material. And just put it right here. And then go down like that. Interesting. Oh, we'll do like that. And then maybe tape it like that. What do you think? I think we're going to figure it out. And then we're going to let you know how it turns out. Using Silly Winks. Alright, let's get started. Alright, home team. And here goes our boxing ring. I need to add some stairs, I think. Oh, I just burnt myself. I think I need to add some stairs, but we took some of that Silky Winks and we made ourselves some aprons. We took more Silky Winks and covered up the corners, which had some duct tape on there. As we take a quick look around. Upside T, upside Clubber. That's for. This didn't take too long, took less than a day. And again, the things you can do with some poster board and a hot gun. And now you have a 15 by 15 boxing ring or wrestling ring, or if you feel that it needs to be bigger, then this would be if you had a 20 by 20, but we decided to make it smaller and go 15 by 15. And we are all done. Hopefully, and I'll look at the footage of this camera and see how it turned out, and I'll report back to you on whether or not this camera is actually worth $90. I think it's worth $90. I think so. Keep collecting. So, what can we tell you about this camera? What are our final thoughts about this camera? Well, let's talk about the good things about this camera. It has a lot of features. It looks really cool on a tripod. It shoots in 8K. It has a flash, Wi-Fi. You can't see it right now because the fancy thing here is blocking it. It has HDMI output. You can connect it to your computer with USB-C to transfer files easy, and also be a webcam or a live stream. It comes with a microphone. It has a lot of stuff, man, and it's cheap. The downside about this camera would be image and sound, which, for a video camera is kind of important. This camera has been around in some form or fashion, I'm thinking, for a number of years, but And I think the internals of this camera, I don't think have changed that much. The only thing that has changed is like the firmware, which updates the software. Because even though it says 8K, I'm pretty sure that it's upscaled. I'm pretty sure that even the HD, the 1080 by whatever, is upscaled. And the 48 megapixels, I took some pictures with this thing. Which really didn't turn out too good. Because again, as I mentioned in the video when I was making the boxing ring, I was trying to get this thing to autofocus, but it seems like it also has a fixed focus length, which, you know, that's, I'm just gonna say that your cell phone camera probably is a better camera than this camera. It doesn't look as cool, and I don't know if it has all of the outputs and all of the settings. The thing also has a lot of settings you can use to tweak and do things, but I don't think any of the settings are going to make the picture that much better. But yeah, is it worth $90? Probably not. Probably not. You're probably better served taking your $90 and put, if you want a a regular camera, like for $100 and change, you can go to one of the used sites, and I think I got this from MPB T5i for $150 or something. Buy yourself another lens, a kit lens, for another $30, and you're killing this thing. It's probably not going to shoot in 4K, but I don't think this shoots in 4K or 8K either. But but it does look cool. And if somebody was to say, "Hey, Chris, I heard you have a camera. Can I borrow one?" I'm gonna give them this, and they're gonna be like, "Oh man, that is so cool. Thank you, man." And they're gonna love me for it because I just gave them a really cool looking camera. And if they complain that the pictures didn't turn out good, I'm gonna say, well, use your error, man. You need to learn how to use the camera. But that's that for that. And thanks for watching. Keep collecting.